Welcome to RCBC's Who's in My Class on the Baroness Podcast Network with Dr. Brooke Myatt. If you look around your lecture hall, the library, or the hallway outside your math class, you see hundreds of faces. People are rushing to class, grabbing coffee, or just trying to find a quiet place to study. We spend hours every week right next to them, but how much do we really know about the people sitting in the next seat? RCBC is built on a foundation of diverse backgrounds, hidden talents, and extraordinary journeys. Behind every student ID is a story, a personal challenge, an unexpected ambition, or a goal that defines their path. This series is dedicated to asking one simple, powerful question: who is in my class? We're here to pull back the curtain and spotlight the voices of the students who make up the heart of our community. We're seeking out the deeply personal, the inspiring, and the truly unexpected stories you won't hear anywhere else. Join us and meet the people who are navigating life, defining their future, and achieving incredible things right here at RCBC. Get ready to be inspired by your classmates. This is RCBC's Who's in My Class. Today, for Who's in My Class, we are flipping the script to who's teaching my class. Today, I am joined by my amazing adjunct instructor, Zack Kronish. He's a 23-year-old audio engineer and professor. He has a passion for bringing sound to life, whether it's in the studio, the classroom, or on stage. He's absolutely amazing, and I'm going to have him kind of introduce himself, but he is a former RCBC student, and I thought, what better way to kind of showcase who's in my class than to talk about your feelings about being here at RCBC as a student, and now obviously flipping the script and you are in front of the classroom. So it's a joy to have you here today, Zack. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's awesome to be here. It's weird being in this room versus the classroom. It's a different side of the table.
I know, right? I wanted you to share kind of why RCBC.
That is a great question. So I stumbled into RCBC from two different angles, I would say. From my full-time job at Blue Light Recording Studios, and from my girlfriend, funnily enough, who already has a college degree but decided to go back to RCBC and was like, hey, they're right across from your studio and maybe they have a position that might align with what you do. And I was like, I never even thought about teaching, but I'll keep that in the back of my head. And then I found myself working at Blue Light and meeting Matt, the extraordinary Matt Bogacki, and Jamie,
yes.
and Jamie was on his way of turning over the teaching position, and Jamie was like, Zack, why don't you take this opportunity? And I found myself behind the teaching desk not long after being on the other side learning in college, and that was a very fun and interesting transition for sure.
So tell me, what is it like teaching at a community college? What was your vibe coming in versus, let's say, teaching at a 4-year institution?
Totally. So at RCBC specifically, it's a lot more hands-on. And I would say the one-to-one student relationship is a lot stronger. I have a very personal relationship with all my students. They've gotten internships at the studio. They have helped me run shows. I feel a lot more connected in this community versus like a big liberal arts school where it's like, okay, there's all these kids sitting in the class. You're all learning what's an EQ, what's a compressor, blah, 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 blah. Let me take this test, fill in my information. It's a little more removed. In my advanced class, I have 6 kids. I could get one-on-one with each. Are you struggling with how this EQ works? Let's break down what's really going on. Let's work on your song in the studio. It's a lot easier to get dirty and really in the roots of audio, I feel like, in this atmosphere.
Yeah, and I think what's really interesting about your class to share is that it's super hands-on.
Mm-hmm.
And that if I would put myself in the position of these students, that I would have never guessed that I would be able to be at an award-winning studio, being able to work in a real functioning space, meeting artists, meeting producers, kind of rubbing elbows with those people at 18, 19, 20
I could
and have
never
that
believe it.
experience, you know?
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's absolutely astonishing. I would say that more opportunity in my life has come out of working at RCBC than when I lived in Philadelphia and was bumping heads at Drexel and was playing in bands in the scene and at different clubs and bars. I made way more connections through Blue Light and RCBC just because everyone thinks in the same vein. Everyone is trying to achieve the same goals here, it feels like. They're like-minded individuals, and that's really the biggest thing.
What I really enjoy about having you teach the students is that, you know, you're an industry professional. You're giving them real knowledge. It's not from a book. It's not from some sort of website or chat GPT, spit out, a study guide. And I think, there's no number on that. I can't put a monetary figure on that these students being at a community college, having this real world, having this kind of one-on-one connection to a space that a lot of people, it's really hard to break into. I mean, tell us about this industry is super hard to break into.
The whole game of this industry is breaking into it. And then once you break into it, it's about consistency and maintaining that spot and the stress that surrounds that. If I had the opportunity to be talking to people who are working in a studio like Blue Light that works with brand names like Hoshino and Tama and Ibanez, I mean, I wasn't talking to people like this at Drexel. It's really, really amazing. And to be using the same equipment that these people are using, flipping the same knobs and having the same talks and the same ears in the same space really sets your learning experience apart. Because like you said, I could read a million articles from Bob Katz on how to EQ and how to compress. But until I turn that knob up myself and find the point of no return, ooh, that sounds bad. Ooh, I messed up this singer's vocal. I can't do that again. Until you do something wrong, you don't learn. And Blue Light is the perfect environment to cross that line and then have the helping hand to be like, here's the right space to be in.
What I think is really unique about Blue Light, and you can share this, is that not only is it a recording studio, not only is it a beautiful real-world lab environment for RCBC students, but it is another educational space for people with special needs. Can you go into the program that you guys have created there that I think is so beautiful and so passionate to allow people with special needs to come in and learn such a unique aspect and a career?
Totally. So 5 days a week, the main gig going on at Blue Light is what we call the Blue Light Music Program. And these are hour-and-a-half sessions or hour-long sessions that are completely student-run. Meaning, students come in groups and they go, I want to do this today. That could be anything. I want to learn drums. I want to learn guitar. I want to learn how to mix, master, produce my own song. You name it. We equipped industry-level heads to facilitate that experience. So if you want to learn drums today, we're rocking out on a drum kit. If you want to learn how an EQ works, we're doing that. And we serve anybody who wants to learn. 5-year-olds, 45-year-olds, if you have special needs, if you have an intellectual disability, whoever you are, we want you in Blue Light. And that's the whole mission. Create, express, empower.
That's beautiful. And I think it's a testament to your studio that we've had so many amazing instructors come through there. And I feel like this program is stronger that we have this partnership with you at Blue Light. Can you talk about maybe some of the unique projects that and classwork that your students are doing?
For sure. So currently in the advanced class, because we're dealing with a small class size of 6 students, we are mixing and mastering a full song for each of the students throughout the entire term. Their midterm was to submit a loop of that progress to make sure we're staying on the case, but every week we have broken down a different aspect of recording. Drums one week, guitars another week, bass another week, keys another week. By the end of the program, each child in the program should have a complete mixed and mastered, fully produced song and have the knowledge to replicate the process outside of the studio. And that is the most important part.
Well, yeah, having something physically intangible to have as a part of your portfolio. I mean, I think that's where we shine at RCBC, is that when students leave here, they have that portfolio. And you need that in the entertainment technology space, whether you're taking my classes, whether you're taking your classes, that's a resume builder to go out and apply for a job.
Exactly.
Swinging back around to what you already said about internship experiences, and what I think is great about the program is we have a built-in internship experiential learning opportunity. And like I said before, these courses, these majors, you have to have hands-on skill set. It can't just be book smarts. No. You need to, like you said, you need to know what sounds good, how to set it up. If you set it up wrong, why is the hum? Why is there the hiss? Why is there this? Why is there that? Exactly. And go through those trials and tribulations. Not only have they worked with you at Blue Light, but you've gotten them other opportunities. Can you walk us through maybe some really cool things that the interns have gotten to do over the years that you have had some of our RCBC students work for Blue Light?
Most definitely. So the most common activity I would say our students participate in is they become interns at Blue Light, and they participate in our internship program. That entails helping all of the instructors throughout their daily tasks of recording, mixing, mastering. We try to keep it focused on the industry and learning tasks that will be used within the industry, because cleaning the toilets doesn't matter in the industry, but learning how to crossfade and edit, that does. Other than that, a lot of our students help out in the live scene. We run some shows outside of the studio. I actually ran a show this Sunday in Merchantville, and I had 3 students come out to set up the stage, set up the PA system, help strike everything. They're very inclined to help within the community, especially in the arts. It's very DIY at its core, and then that kind of shines outwardly, and then people notice, hey, this person's kind of making movement in the scene. They're bringing community to themselves. This might be someone I want on my team. And that's really what I'm trying to instill in them, the mindset of you have to build a community around this and bring the people to you, because no one's going to do it for you. It really falls in your hands at the end of the day.
And I think that resonates, because I think, I've had other guests on, and one of the things that I feel like was a common theme was a lot of students don't know what they want to do. And they may switch up a major here and there, and they're not really sure. They say, I want to go to school for music, or I want to go to school for sound recording engineering. And they're like, there's no money in that. Don't go for that. What do you say to students who aren't really sure what they want to do, but they may want to go down the path of, sound recording engineering? What would you say to them?
The technology and the department of audio is changing so much day by day. To make the call of there's no money in this, I don't want to do that, is a glass half empty mindset. There are plenty of audio jobs. At the end of the day, it's how you market yourself and how you find that opportunity. We're living in the age of podcasts and the podcast revolution. Everyone needs audio. All cars have audio. All buildings have audio. All TVs have audio. All computers have audio. You name it. There's going to be an avenue for your niche. Don't make excuses. Get dirty, learn, and then decide it's not for you. I was having a conversation outside before with your student guest about finding out that doing theater audio is like the gulag of audio because you're running like 16 lavs and a whole pit and you're dealing with all of the stress of balancing people walking in and off stage. I thought I wanted to do that for years. I tried it out in college. Boy, was that a mistake. And then I was like, let me try studio audio out. So maybe you pivot in audio. Maybe you change what you're going to do a little bit, but like, don't pull all your eggs out of that basket just because you got a little scared.
And that's okay to pivot.
Yeah. You're going to pivot multiple times throughout your life, so get ready.
I love that you said that because I feel like I did the whole pivot thing too. And I just want the students to know that that's okay. It's okay. And like nobody says that to anybody.
No, change is the only thing that's constant in this world is change. So we got to get used to that.
So what are your hopes and dreams 5, 10, 20 years from now? What are you hoping to do? What are your dreams?
That is a great question. So right now, I love working at Blue Light. Like their mission really resonates with me. I want to serve the community in some aspect, and I really feel like they do that through my skill set the best, which is audio. Eventually, I would love to open up my own venue and place where I could employ people who are disabled or have different special needs to work there so that we could form a community of musicians and just everybody and just have a good time. That's the dream.
That's beautiful. Anything that you would like to tell your students to think about now about their passion and their moving forward, let's say their outlook 5, 10, 25 years from now?
Information is at our fingertips more than ever right now with the invention of AI. If you decide to cast it out just because you don't like it and this, that, and the next, the information is going to pass you and the rest of the industry will too. So stop making excuses, learn what you want to do, and live your damn life. Because the time is now. And grab it.
That's beautiful, Zack. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's awesome to have you on board. You're an inspiration to me. You're an inspiration to the students. I know they absolutely love you. I thank you for all your passion. And I mean, it's just so unique flipping the script to seeing who's sitting next to you to then who's, teaching you. And I thank you for being a guest today.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Who's in My Class. We hope today inspired you and showed you the incredible journeys happening all around us. Every student at RCBC has a powerful story. By listening, you're helping us celebrate the unique and diverse people who make up the heart of our college. Be sure to subscribe and join us as we spotlight another amazing student. Until then, remember to be curious. Your next source of inspiration is probably sitting right next to you.